even know how to take half this stuff off because I'd like to say I don't own a bagger, but I guess now I do own a bagger, and you'll hear it pop. There you go. Let's get the back end tore down a little bit more. Hey look, here's something I'm used to. Mouse crap. But where I come from, when something's stuck that's metal, we're gonna motivate it to not be stuck. But a little bit of heat. Hey look, the antenna was loose. Looks like they already started taking that off for me. Are you kidding me? That was it? My name's Lyonel Gammon, and I have a story to tell you. Years ago, I found my grandfather's motorcycle buried and forgotten in his old cabbing barn. I decided that bike needed to be restored and put back where it belonged, and that's on the road. So along the way, I learned there's a lot of things to hate about building a motorcycle. But at the end of the day, I fell in love with the process of building and creating a motorcycle and putting it back on the road. Well, I went back for a second round, and you were there with me as we took King Solomon, a pile of parts on a pallet, and turned it into a road-conquering chopper. Well, I thought that was it. I thought that's plenty for me. That's what I need to do in my motorcycle career and my motorcycle journey is build 2 bikes, now I can just ride them. Well, then a challenge just came, fell at my feet. And I am a mature adult and I can say no to being taunted, but I'll never back down from a challenge. Come with me on Barnyard Bike Season 3 as we get back to building. All right, gonna keep making some progress. Start on the rear end, gonna work my way up to the gas tank. Of course, the Road Glide's got a big old fat tank, I don't know, 6-7 gallons. And as I'm prepping for that, I look over at my beautiful little shelf of parts and realize that I did not organize them right. So I'm gonna quickly reorganize it because this sucking bike has so many parts. So we're gonna move over here, get everything moved, try to figure out a better way to store all this. And that way I've got a place for the gas tank. And then of course, when I get to that fairing. So day 1 of Teardown was very successful. I'm very proud of myself, and what I actually did is I took a couple pictures. I took a before picture, and I took an after picture when I was walking out of the barn. And just to show Paul how serious it was, I actually sent him both pictures. And, you know, I was like a little boy at that point. I'm hoping he'd be like, hey, great job, looks like you're doing a good job. And literally what I get back is a thumbs up emoji. So, again, I'm not expecting much, but for me, great accomplishment. I was very thrilled and happy, but I've got to get back into the shop. And get some more work done. And now my fear has been the electrical and that fairing. I ended yesterday by taking that gas tank off and actually seeing some of that wiring harness leading up to that fairing. And there's no time like the present. I'm gonna tear into that fairing, get the rest of this bike completely stripped down. And honestly, my goal is just to sit and stare at it. I've got to look at this bare down, naked down bike and figure out what direction I'm gonna go.
Ly.
I'm in here.
Hey.
Hey, babe. What's up?
Are you kidding me?
What?
This is what you've been doing?
Just a little bit of time.
Another one?
Well, it's a new motorcycle.
Are you sure we don't have enough already?
You always need another one. It's okay. It'll be right. It'll be okay. What are you gonna do? So I get challenged by Paul. I buy another motorcycle without Mackenzie knowing, and I don't tell her, right? I don't know how she didn't see it, except the fact that I usually handle the ranch work and she kind of helps out where needs be. She didn't even come into the barn to see this bike sitting there. So I'm tearing the bike down, and of course I get that infamous call of, where are you? And sure enough, Kinsey walks in and I'm working on this motorcycle. Now granted, I got to give Kinsey credit. She doesn't have a problem with motorcycles. She loves motorcycles. I just think it was the fact that I didn't communicate it with her, and she's always been the type of person that says you can only ride one at a time, and I listen, we have several horses, we can only ride one at a time. So I'm justifying no matter what, but needless to say, I'm in the doghouse, need to communicate better with my wife, and had to take her to lunch just to try to smooth things over, steal her away from the office so that she could relax a little bit and try to dig out of this hole. Well, Kenz, it's good to go to lunch with you. Get you out of the office.
It's my way.
I want ramen. You want ramen?
I like ramen. But don't think that your plan is to butter me up. You're still in the doghouse.
There's no buttering up.
Yeah, you're good at that.
No, it's just a nice, pleasant time to have lunch.
The last thing your butt needs is another motorcycle. You have one butt. You need one motorcycle.
For different occasions.
No. Roles reversed. I went out, bought something, didn't tell you.
You know, that's a great example. Because in that role reversal, I recall getting a phone call of,
Okay, bad example.
I bought a
Bad
horse.
example.
Where's the keys to the truck? And hold on, let's talk a little further. I think I remember once where I left and you sold my truck.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So I think
You needed a better one.
Wait, hold on. Let's keep going here. I think there was a time that I was gone again, and I think you bought a new RV.
Moral of the story,
You can do what you want?
quit traveling so much.
Oh, okay. So this is a do what I say, not what I do situation. You don't even, and see, here's the
Okay, look, we needed that horse. We needed an RV. I'm
We
not sure
needed a
we
motorcycle.
needed 3 freaking motorcycles.
Hold on.
And this
Hold on.
one looks like a grandpa. You're gonna ride a grandpa motorcycle now.
That's how it looks now. I'm not leaving it like that. You haven't even let me tell you the whole story.
I'm still mad.
Hold on. Let me tell you the stories first, okay? First, they're different, and you've taught me this when it comes to the horses. They're different disciplines. So we have a different horse for a different job. We have different motorcycles for different riding. Like you can't jump on you can't jump on a chopper and go across the country. You can't go on long rides on a chopper. That's more like smiles per miles. Like you're just enjoying it as long as you can handle it. And
At
now
$1
this,
every time you said that.
and this, like you said, looks like a grandpa bike because grandpas can put down a lot of miles. And I'm gonna change it.
Another project. Add it to your list.
What if the motorcycle accident wasn't my fault?
Call Law Tigers.
What if I can't get this jacket to close for some strange reason?
Don't call Law Tigers.
What if they rear-ended me and now I'm injured?
Definitely call Law Tigers.
The suit fit me perfect at prom.
That was decades ago. Don't call Law Tigers.
Oh, great!
Injured in a motorcycle accident? Call Law Tigers before you call your insurance company.
All right, I've danced around it long enough. I think I'm at the point where I've got to take that fairing apart. I need the motorcycle bagger gods to be with me. I'm gonna pop the speaker covers off first. This is like where you play for keeps now, being that I'm dealing with the painted parts. Well, I guess we dealt with the painting parts on the fender and the bags, but there we go. Well, we didn't break it. Look at that, Harley Davidson right there on the speaker. Boom audio. And of course, not knowing how to tear into one of these, I did a little homework and research. You need a 25 Torx and the right wrench to do it. Take the other side off. The only reason that I know the process and the steps to take this fairing off is because I went to YouTube University. And I won't say names of who I watched and what video I used, but that's exactly how I know to take these parts off. Because in all reality, I never would have taken the speaker covers off thinking there would be bolts in there holding this together without an online video telling me so. So this inner piece in here is actually the air vent. It's switched here. So when you're riding, this is the part that's facing you. You actually can flip this switch and you can open that air vent in there to let a little air flow in. I'm not exactly sure. I think this goes to the turn signal. Okay, we got more movement now. Oh, that made a lot of Woo-hoo-hoo! I don't know full design and style yet, but I will tell you, those are going bye-bye. I'm gonna tape some stuff right now, right off the rip. We'll put the fairing over here. I don't know, am I keeping this inner fairing piece? Am I taking it out? I've seen custom bikes that have custom bezels, you know, the faces to the gauges. I think that's absolutely awesome. How do I get to them? I don't know. Do I need to replace this stuff? I don't know. I hate this stock Harley light. I'd like that to be gone. I would like a new stock Harley light. So I'm gonna tackle that right now. I'm gonna remove some of this wiring, try to remove this light, mark what the connection is to the light, get that out of here. Hopefully that'll open up some space that I can actually look in here more and see how bad this is. So far, it's a lot. Now, I'm not trying to brown nose Paul Yaffe at all. However, he did challenge me to build this bike. And he does have a few parts that I like of his. One of those, and I guess I didn't know he had this, and one of the reasons I've never really liked the road glides was I always felt the fairing sat too high. So Paul does have a lowering fairing kit that I would like, no matter what direction I'm going, I would like to install, bring this fairing down a little bit. I don't think I'm gonna need to, height-wise. I've got the height physically to be able to see. I just like that look of that fairing getting a little closer to that wheel. It just, to me, looks a little more compact and tight. I think all we're holding in now is just sitting there in the electrical. There we go. Yeah, I think for the time that was really cool. But I just think the lights have advanced so much in the aftermarket world that I got to do something different. I really hope doing all this fairing work is not unnecessary. Oh, check this out. I didn't know this. So, full vent. Oh, you can actually press to close the vent. Makes sense. Why would you have a top vent and not side vents? Fully closed, and she opens up. So that USB is actually the USB plug inside the bag, inside the fairing here. So that goes there. This, of course, is main power supply to the entertainment unit, whatever you want to call it. I've got FM, which is marked, which is fantastic.
The only thing standing between you and the open road is some garage time with the right parts and accessories to make your motorcycle roar. And that's why riders everywhere choose DennisKirk.com, the one stop you need to get your Harley back on the road. Our knowledgeable tech staff will help you navigate our more than 185,000 parts, apparel, and accessories that are ready to ship today, with free shipping on all orders over $89. So tune up your ride and get ready for the next adventure. Ride more, wait less. Dennis Kirk.
I'm going to unplug that, label it as well. Okay, there's still some electrical in here I'm not sure of. Actually, I think it's the main feed now, which is actually pretty cool because it looks color coordinated. So it looks like white is on this left-hand side of the bike, the black is on the right-hand side of the bike. I can see that feeding up through the neck all the way back. So theoretically, by looking at this, if I unhook those and label them, everything should be disconnected from the inner fairing. I could then unbolt the inner fairing, not exactly sure where it unbolts yet, but I could unbolt the inner fairing and actually remove the inner fairing. There's only a few bolts that are holding that inner fairing still on, because the speaker's actually hard mounted. This is all mounted to the body. All right, so before I go too far, I want to take the crash bars off because the crash bars have a support that is actually holding to the fairing. So I'm going to move my straps, my supports to the neck to support the bike. keeping things neat and organized. We'll do it one side at a time. Oh, that scares me every time. I don't want to crush wires, so I'm going to go up and through them. Tight on tension. Bike is stable on the center stand as well. We are completely free. We can now remove the crash bars. Let's be cautious here because crash bars are going to want to crash down. Straight down with you. What are we hanging on here? There she be. Easy does it. Boom! We're gonna tape where everything came from, even though this is not going back on. I don't even know design yet, but I can tell you this is not going back on. Crash bars are important, highway pegs are wonderful, but I'm just not, as of today, feeling that style. All right, so officially the fairing is now disconnected from the main harness of the bike, which feeds all the way back to the battery and that secondary rat's nest in the back of the bike. My gut's telling me that if I remove these 4 bolts, I can remove the entire fairing bracket system and the inner fairing. I think this is going to release the entire fairing, but I have no clue. So we're going to take 2 of the 4 bolts out, and then I'm going to look over the whole thing one more time to see if I see anything else. Okay, so I can see where those bolts go. Yeah, that's it. That is all she wrote. So I dropped these 2 more out, and the fairing is off. By looking at it, it comes straight forward. We're hung up somewhere. Something else is holding it on. Feed the electrical back through. And we officially de-fairingized it. A lot of small parts now with a lot of small screws. So I really need to start finding a new way to save everything so that nothing gets lost and forgotten. If I don't remember where this came from or how to put it back on, or if I, heaven forbid, break it. Granted, that's plastic, so a little different story there, but there's a lot of little bits and pieces and a lot of decisions. I gotta think colors, I gotta think paint, because this stuff here, if I decide that I don't want black, well, that's gotta all come apart, every bit of it, and get painted. I just don't want to snap anything in the cold. Or drop anything. I mean, you just drop it. Let's just work smarter, not harder, okay? I can unscrew that when it's out. Oh, Harley, you did me a wonderful one there. That release is on the underneath side, because that makes a whole lot of sense. Freedom. It's time to get little baggies out. Simply trying to dive into here and figure out where to go, what to do, and how to get this fairing all torn apart. Really thinking I'm going to start taking this speaker box out. To me, it looks like it might be the path of least resistance. so speaker boxes are out, appropriately labeled. So I've got a bracket in here that's actually holding, and it just is a little tiny plastic bracket to keep the wiring neat and clean inside here. And this is just supporting the electrical that runs to the fuel gauge. And once I get this out, I'll actually have, looks like the entire metal bracketing system of the inner fairing out, actually of the fairing out, which will then release the inner fairing. Then we can take the inner fairing into paint. Well, eventually. So, pending any issues, we're clear. And there is the infotainment and the metal bracketing system of the fairing. The only thing I've missed is I need to label this here, and I need to take out those side panels there. We're tackling the fear, we're conquering the beast. There it is. There's the fairing. Inner fairing stripped down, emptied out. Time to get painting, I guess. I just got to figure out what I'm doing with this motorcycle. Hey, Paul. It's Lyonel. How are you, man? Well, I've been better. I've accepted your challenge, of course, and I've taken a Road Glide. I've parked it in my shop, and I've completely torn it down. I locked myself in the shop for about 2 days, and it is now completely torn down except for powertrain. And I'm a little nervous that I've bitten off more than I can chew, and I have no ideas. I don't know style, I don't know what direction I want to go, I don't know if I want to go big motor, stock motor, I have no clue. So I'm calling to you, hat in hand, if I can find a time to come down there and kind of just be a fly on the wall in your shop. I want to watch you and your guys work to try to get some inspiration. I just don't know what to do, man. I am completely stumped on where to go. Or maybe you can just tell me what to do. All right, man, I'm gonna hold you to it. Let me look at flights, let me look at some dates, and don't be surprised when I come a knocking. Oh, I'm coming with a pen and paper, and the phone's gonna be taking more photos than I can handle. Thank you, sir. Yep, we'll talk soon. Bye.